Open Topics with Armando. Open Topics with Armando. Open Topics with Armando.
I'm showing Irby. How you doing? Yo, Irby. How's everything? Well, I guess in the mixed sector or stuff like that. I haven't really been paying attention. Everything good on that side? What's up, Don Jose? How you doing? Um, I've been I've been seeing like what you've been doing, Don Jose, and I could actually commend you on this because what you're speaking about, the mental health of Latino men, it's not really talked about within the Latino diaspora or the Hispanic community in general. So I actually commend you for actually talking about this because it's a topic that everybody needs to talk about because there's a lot of perpetrators who actually need this talk because you see certain mental health breakdowns happen, I guess, in real life and on these YouTube streets. So it's a topic that is actually good. And I think it could actually help a lot of people in the long run. Yeah, they actually do. So, you know, it's something that I could actually see that a lot of people have struggled with. Certain people have tried to shun people who have mental health issues. And also, certain people will try to make fun of people that are going through mental health issues, wherever the case it is. I mean, say, for example, the Dominican culture, the culture that I belong to. So, there's a saying within Dominicans that, oh, if you're stressed out and everything like that, just go to Dominican Republic, drink beer, and have fun. But what a lot of people don't understand is the downside of it. Maybe a person passed away in their family. Certain people they actually think of thoughts of self-deletion. So if you told that to a person who does not know anything about mental health, they're like, oh, well, the Spanish phrase, "tú estás loco." But at the same time, most of the people who will try to help you as far as mental health do not really know what mental health is and don't know really on how to combat or to try to make a person feel better after having a manic episode and such. So all I gotta say is that everybody needs help, but in the same context, when certain bad things happens, as you know, deletion of people, uh, mass deletions, acts of violence, and everything, I'm just saying that don't go and try to attribute it to a person's bad mental health. That's actually a slap in the face to people who are actually going through mental health issues and actually getting help and they're thriving. I'll stay tuned for that, Don Jose. Yeah, it is. And then on top of it, talking about self deletion, there was a rapper by the name of Concept Battle. Everybody thought that he actually self deleted himself, and this happened like around 2015 in the nation of Venezuela. Now, with that said, years later, it had come to find out that Cancerbero, his friend, were actually deleted by their manager. And I guess the Venezuelan courts or whatever went and they put that man, I guess, many years in jail from what I've read. But I think I really need to read on it. But I guess it comes in the form that the manager confessed that they actually got the artist deleted. So I might have to read I might have to read into that more. What's good, Raquel? Yeah, what's good, Raquel?
Don, what's going on with you, brother? How you been, man?
I've been doing all right. I'm just, just working and everything like that. So I haven't really been dedicating a lot of time to this, but I did a stream yesterday. I did a stream today. I'm doing this stream today, and hopefully on Friday I'll finally get to do a stream on Friday if I just gather the right people.
I definitely understand.
So yeah. So how's every? You know what's funny is that I went to like my sister's surprise birthday party before she went on the cruise, right?
Hmm.
So they were talking. There was somebody talking about your home where you reside at Chicago,
Hmm.
and there was like since they lived, I guess, in the affluent neighborhood or whatever. What happened is that they were talking about the problems
Hmm.
that Chinese people brings into the United States, meaning that there was a woman that she was from China and she used a realtor as a translator, right? So what that happened is that she made the house like 3 stories or whatsoever, and then she made it and then she made it like for Section 8,
Hmm.
and it changed the whole, I guess, demographic. I guess it changed it for the worse, meaning that now that my friend and her husband, if they were to actually go to their backyard, you have a lot of people who are actually looking at her and saying a lot of inappropriate things to my friend there whatsoever. So she was like, "Yo, it's like if people are gonna actually come and buy a house and everything like that, just make sure that they're U.S. citizens first."
Well, I
So
know,
I was
like,
like,
when you're renting out to Section 8, it doesn't matter, man. Like, the type of people that you'll potentially have to deal with are like some of the worst of the worst in in a lot of cases. People that don't respect the property, people that'll tear your property up, people,
"Yeah,
their kids are misbehaved and uncontrollable.
yeah,
That's just not, immigrants. They could be certain Black Americans. They could be certain Hispanic Americans. Anybody that
no," yeah, but what my friend was saying is that the person who bought the house, right?
Mhm.
I guess is originally from China, is not a citizen of the U.S., right?
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
what they were saying is that she went up and she rented the house at Section 8, so I guess she could get some money and stuff, and she went back to where she's at in China. But
oh
the thing is though, what my friend who actually resides in Chicago was saying is that you have to go around and if people are going to actually buy real estate in this country, they have to be citizens of this country first, because people are buying properties everywhere, but yet they're affecting the neighborhoods bad. And it's to the point that a lot of native born Americans and American citizens are actually getting fed up about it.
yeah, because it's by design. It's definitely by design. It's not, this whole system in America is, it's a business, man. It's a business, unfortunately. And The American government, just like any other governments in the country, in these other countries, they, the citizens of that country are afterthought, and they're afterthought. So citizens is going to take the brunt of the of having weight on their shoulders, while other people will be able to come and get benefits or take advantage of the system. Meanwhile, it's the taxpayers and American citizens that gotta pretty much pay everybody's way. Not even the rich is paying taxes
Yeah.
like that, and that's pretty much
hmm
how it works, man. You get a little sliver
And
of American pie, and then they take half of that for taxes to go towards everything else.
you're
That's what
welcome. You're
they do.
welcome. There's something that I wanted to say, right? So like around yesterday, I was actually, I guess, on a panel on TikTok by an Afro Sudanese woman, and it was an Afro Somali woman.
Mhm,
And when I was on the panel, I was just talking about where I am, a Dominican, of course, and everything.
mhm,
So we were just talking about, our shared experiences and what's so forth, right? And
mhm,
people who have been to the Dominican Republic. And, I guess their discrimination and such. So I had to go and I had to tell people, like, not all Dominican Republic is like that. If you actually go to San Pedro de Macorís, that's where my family is from.
mhm.
They'll actually treat you like you're one of their own. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
a lot of people are just on focusing, I guess, on the regions that they want to actually have the propaganda, and then on top of it, you have certain people who are not actually helping the cause either, saying that
Mhm,
they're pro Dominican and all this stuff, but yet they want to go and recount the bad experiences that they've had, like I guess with certain people, and they want to go and try to bunch all the people, whether it be African Americans or Africans, they want to try to bunch them up as one. When the fact is, you have certain people. Well, I'm not going to name their name because they're already ignorant. They want to go and make streams saying, "Oh, your ancestors went up and wore leaves around their private parts." Okay, so let's put it like this, right? So apparently, the person who actually went up and said this, obviously, was watching Looney Tunes and was inspired by that. Because from my knowledge, from what I've read about Africa, oh yeah, you have some tribes that they never really met the white man anyway. So they're just gonna dress like how nature is. But then you have people who actually had their garments, they actually had civilizations as far as places. You have Timbuktu in Mali, you had Zanzibar. Oh yeah, and then certain people they want to go and try to typecast that Egypt was not a part of Africa either, right? Or Morocco
Egypt,
or
Egypt
Tunisia.
Egypt was originally Nubian people. A lot of the people that are of
Exactly.
that are Egyptian today were people that migrated there. I don't know the time
Yeah,
period, but it's so much proof to show that Egypt had a very strong Black African presence in the architecture,
exactly.
in the artwork, in the hairstyles, in so many different things, man. But these people that believe in, they have the supremacies mindset. That's what they try to. They're history revisionists. They revision history totally opposite on what the actual facts of the history is, and
Yes.
that's what they are, man. That's who they are.
Yeah, because it's like, for example, right?
Shout out to my boy.
And
Shout out to my boy, the introvert Boricua, my boy Ramon.
yo, talking about that, like, what did y'all do? Did you take them around to where the best deep dish pizzas are and everything like that?
Nah, we didn't get a chance to get any deep dish, but I took them to Portillo's and I took them Harold's Chicken while he was here.
All
I was
right.
able to do more, but I was trying to do things within my 2 day span of being off because I wasn't really able to
All
take
right.
off. And the first day it was a little murky because I still had to work, man, and I was trying to work because I was trying to get that extra money on my paycheck. But the next
Gotcha.
day I managed to take. Ramon stayed one day at a hotel, and then the next couple of days he stayed here at my place, and I was able to take him to
All
Humble.
right.
I took him to Humble Park. We went through Humble Park, just looked at some of the murals, walked through the park. Actually, went into a few different places. There wasn't any events going on at the time because it was the middle of the weekday. They had an event after Ramon left. I work on the weekends, man. And I hate that too. I was like, I sent them a text like, damn, man, we just missed it. But we sat down. He tried the hibernito, which is kind of like Chicago's version of a. It's a sandwich, but it's made with plantains, and it was originated
All right.
from the Chicago Boricuas in Humble Park. And
All right.
we went to Michael Jackson's house out in Gary, Indiana. So that
Oh
was
wow. So how far is Gary, Indiana from Chicago?
nothing but a half an hour.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, nothing but a half an hour is right there. Actually, I mean, it's Gary, Indiana is considered part of the Chicagoland area. You know, even
Yeah,
though
because
and it's right
yeah,
there.
because I have a friend, right? And he's actually another content creator. Shout out to my homie on Aggressive Defiance. I mean, I think he's in the Indianapolis area. So, sometimes he has a show and stuff, and it's funny because, he makes fun of the locals and such. But other than that, you like on his show is actually, he brings people together, whether it be funny and, shout out to him because he recently lost his moms.
Oh
So,
man,
yeah, so, I was like, since I've been through that and everything like that, it made me want to show my support even more because, you know, that's what I do.
Um, good evening, everybody on the panel.
shout out to
Good
my
evening, Don Jose.
Evening, guys, fellas. What's going
my
on?
boy Ramon, introvert Boricua, was shaking.
Yeah, appreciate it, Armando, for letting me be on your panel. And that is,
Yeah.
hold on. There is an echo. Who is it? I'm trying to make sure it isn't me. Hang on. Okay. Yes. Yeah, like my guy Rakiva was saying, it was recently that I had a chance to visit his city, and yeah, it was good. I dropped it. I got to his city. The timing was off. The timing was kind of like all wrong because he was in the middle of something when I got to his city, and he couldn't pick me up until after a while because you were dealing with like a flat tire and an issue
Yeah,
with
I
the
had
car.
I had a few issues on my car, and it was like I didn't get a chance to get to Ramon till like 3 hours later, man. And I was like, oh man, and I was gonna try to call off from work, but then I had to still go in and different things like that. So it was a very shaky day. But I know one thing: when my boy comes back, we didn't even scratch the surface because we only went into a small section of the city. But when Ramon comes back, next time I'm gonna be able to do a full tour of the city, and it'll be at a better time because I'll make sure I take those. I'll take that he comes visit.
Yeah, I look
Yeah,
forward.
you want to know something? And I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna actually dedicate my next stream to Star Wars. You know what I'm saying?
Star Wars. Are you gonna do like a review?
No,
Well,
I'm
okay.
actually just. No, I'm actually gonna, pay homage to Chewbacca. You know what I mean?
Uh, uh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Um,
And
Uh,
now you get it, right?
yeah, I get it. I thought you were talking. You were
Ramon.
talking about the movies themselves. I'll be quiet. It was something.
Okay. What you thought about last night's stream?
Me? Oh, no problems. No problems. It got a little chaotic. It got a little contentious, but those are the entertaining. Those are the entertaining live streams, right?
Wait, I was at work, guys. What did I miss?
Check out yesterday's stream because I had a bit of an argument with Gigi. Yeah, they had to do
Oh, okay.
with current politics because
This was on Jose's screen.
Yeah. Excuse me, guys. The topic was, is Trump losing it? So basically, I was just showing some video clips regarding some of Trump's
Antics.
foibles. Yes. And my question was, is Trump losing it because it appears like his cognitive skills are declining, and it gotten a little dicey, so to speak. And well, I mean, I look at it this way. I mean, when you have individuals who have very strong feelings regarding their positions, sometimes it can get a little bit spicy, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. No. All I'm gonna say, you guys, check out the yesterday's live stream on Jose's channel. I'm not gonna comment on it because Gigi isn't here, so it will be a little rude of me to make comments about what went down. So check out that stream, you guys. Yeah. It was a good exercise. I mean, we got to arguing a little bit, but in the end, I don't take it personal. She can't say that I got all emotional and trying to yell or anything like that. Like can happen, like the way it can happen at other live streams, as you guys know. So in the end, okay, she has her views. I have mine.
Yeah, but I was saying that since I was gonna actually dedicate like my next show, not the show this week, but next week, because I'm actually actually launching my campaign for my political party, which is actually called the Shave Supremacist Party.
Oh,
So
okay.
so I'm tired of I'm tired of the Democrats and Republicans and everything like that. So therefore, let's put it like this: if everybody's tired and they don't and they want to and they're fed up with either candidate, you could actually go and vote for Kennedy. But 9 times out of 10, you got to vote for me because at the end of the day, I'm the shave supremacist. You're tired of
Mhm.
bums stinking. I could clean them up. The Democrats ain't cleaning it up, and neither the Republicans. So therefore, the Republicans are going to say, "El Troso," and you better work. The Democrats is like, "Well, we don't care about you. As long as you're part of the Rainbow Mafia, we can get you a job. But if you're if you're a crawler or anything like that, we
Mhm.
could go around and help you. But what you help? Well, we just come up and get your votes because our agenda is for the Rainbow Mafia. That's it. So
Yeah. No, and even here in Texas, there is a little bit of the whole rainbow thing. There is a part of Dallas County in which when you are driving, you can see the flags around, and there is even a rainbow flag on a street across the pedestrian path. There is like I'm not gonna specify the location because I don't know the name right now. But there is a location that I have been here in Dallas County where there is even the rainbow painted on the street, on pedestrian paths, and rainbow flags everywhere. So there is a little bit of that here. Now,
I hear Austin too. I hear Austin
No,
That's like
Austin, exactly. That's where I was going. Austin is
oh, okay.
like the blue. That's the blue enclave. That's the blue enclave of Texas.
All right.
Actually,
So
I'm
there.
gonna. Oh, sorry. Actually, I'm gonna launch my campaign to make America cold again. Okay, and we're talking about
No, 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 no. You're
and
trying to do that Mr. Freeze shit. No, no thanks.
and to talk about the virtues of cold weather. How
No.
cold weather is healthy. How cold weather
yo,
makes you
yo, yo,
strong.
yo, yo, Jose. Before you go and talk that cold politics, right? Are you gonna actually give me, and all the citizens in the world some fur coats? Because that's all I care about. I don't care if it's mink and I don't care if it's chinchilla. If you're gonna go around and put that cold politics and everything like that, just give me a couple of fur coats. I'll be straight.
Actually,
Chinchilla for me.
actually, that's part of the agenda. You know, to get the, and to get our fellow Americans to embrace the wonders of winter and how
No,
winter stimulates, how winter
no.
heals, how winter brings life and joy. I mean, you think about the
No.
holidays. I mean, many of the holidays are in the winter time, and the best type of winter when the wind chill, it makes it feels like 5 below, and you go outside and it's like 2 degrees outside, and you go outside with your coat unbuttoned.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, no.
I
Can't
mean,
go.
me personally is this, right? I could say that when I was out in Boston, right, it was cold and it rained for like maybe 2 or 3 days when I was there. But one thing I could actually say though, I had a great time in Boston. It was like a different feel. And I could see why some New Yorkers hate Boston. It's
Okay.
super clean. I mean, shoot. I went to Faneuil Hall and I went to like a whole bunch of places that was actually historic in Boston. I'm like, shoot, even their projects are clean, man. And their projects is like maybe right near to the Chinatown. And the Chinatown is clean. The the trains. I just only went on the Orange Line because I know that they have several other lines in Boston, but it was super clean, bro.
Well, that's a good
I'm like,
thing.
I'm like, yo, I want to go back to Boston. I know I can't live there because I'm not rich, but shoot, like, show me around some more because I actually went to visit a cousin of mine, and this house is perfect. And then me and
Um,
my wife, yeah, yeah, don't Jose.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like Parkchester because here in Parkchester, I mean, you see squirrels running around. You don't see mice running around. The streets are
No, no.
clean.
You see big ass rat that looks like raccoons.
No,
All
no, 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 no.
looks like the sea.
Uh, all right. So Don Jose, right?
Yeah.
And I know you're older than. When we're talking about before you lived in Parkchester, when was the first time you visited Parkchester?
I would say probably maybe 2016 or 2017, where I was looking for my own place. But
Uh,
I mean, think about it. Parkchester is the jewel of the Bronx. First of all, it's
yeah,
clean.
yeah, yeah, it is now.
Okay, you
But
don't
you,
see
but
you
but
don't.
you,
Go ahead.
but you wasn't there when it was bad. Like for example, you had things to do in Parkchester. You had the movie theater, the old movie theater, which is now occupied by Marshalls now. Macy's was way bigger. You had the Unos, and you know where Boston Market is at right now?
Yeah, which has been
That
closed
that
for
used to be
years.
well, before the Boston market even came, Zaros went up and actually occupied that space until they actually closed, and then they went up to a smaller space to sell the pizzas, etc. And you know the Burger King, like I guess when you actually go be like near the Metropolitan Oval.
Yes.
All right, and you know the restaurant right next to the Burger King was called Ellen's.
Oh yes. In
All right,
fact, yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
so when I was actually growing up, as soon as you got off the 6th train, Ellie's was right there until they moved to where they're to their current location right now.
Yeah. Well, I have a fantasy. My fantasy is to turn Texas into a beautiful winter wonderland when they actually experience an honest to goodness winter when the temperature.
No,
Why Texas?
no,
What be Texas?
no.
Couldn't you think about Nevada or something, or somewhere else in the Midwest?
Yeah, freeze Arizona.
I mean,
Yeah, freeze Arizona. Yeah, like yeah, Arizona needs to be freezed.
think about it, Ramon. Think about it, Ramon. Imagine
No,
winter
I
being
don't want to imagine.
4 months over there.
No. No. We already experimented with that fucking vortex. That went all the way down here. It caused problems. It only caused problems. So why would you want that for here? No.
Yeah, Texas is not even built for that.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It only causes problems. It gets too cold down here. We start losing electricity. We can't heat up. We can't heat up in places. We don't have running water because the pipes are frozen. No.
Nah. But hey, guess what? I want Arizona to be frozen. You know why?
Why?
So therefore, we don't have how should I say, bitchy individuals trying to comment on us.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with this whole thing.
I know. Could you imagine if
Yeah.
Texas was colder than? Could you imagine if Texas was colder than Chicago in the wintertime? Wouldn't that be a beautiful thing? I mean,
No.
Yes, it would.
I'm jealous of Raheem because he gets to
No.
experience the slightly chilly winters of Chicago.
Yeah, well,
I don't want to imagine the Chicago winter. I don't even want to imagine. It will kill my lungs. It will kill my nose, and no, it will kill my sinuses. I'll end up in the hospital.
Ramon, you know what you can do to counter that, right?
What's that?
Just get you a 500-pound check and you'll be all right.
No. No. I don't know if I want all that.
Yeah, you can.
Dan Armando, I'll do one even better. Tie Ramon up and that 10,500-pound woman who haven't bathed in 6 months go on top of him and make love to him.
Jose, you diabolical for that one.
Man,
Yo, I know, right?
that ain't right.
I'm like, I guess the punk will hit the system.
Dealing with all those thousands and thousands of tons of pounds on me, they will kill me. Like, no.
And imagine
Yo.
both of them get pregnant at the same time.
Ooh,
Wow.
No, I wouldn't know how to.
Well, guess what?
I won't get them.
You're now the father, Ramon.
I wouldn't even know how to deal with all of that. How to get to the wet spot.
I know, right?
I will have to roll them in flour so I can find it.
Well, at least you keep warm.
Exactly, that's the point.
I don't know. I don't know. If no. Just give me some chinchilla stuff. I prefer that.
I mean, shoot. Well, I hope my wife can feel me for saying this. But if it was a lot of those women, if I was a single man and they took a bath, I'm like, hey, I'm for it. I'm already 6'4".
Hey, you tall, Don. I didn't know you was that tall, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Because I actually, we actually met a few times. The first time we met, it was in
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia 2 years ago, on July.
Yep.
And I recall because we was attending a union convention, and a lot of the guests were staying at the hotel where we were dining, and I guess Don Armando was a little surprised that I knew a couple of people.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Pete.
Yes, good evening, Pete.
Us. All right, I'll put down the link.
Hey, fellas, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go run an
All
errand.
right.
Real
Okay,
All right.
All right.
Do your thing.
so
Yeah.
just think, my mission to make America cold again, and to talk about the virtues of cold weather.
Hmm.
I mean, think about it, right? My cousin, she actually went to Lima, Peru. So you know it's cold. It's cold when you go to the mountainous regions. So I think Jose will actually like it out there.
Could you imagine Ramon taking a shower in cold water in the wintertime?
No, it will kill me.
Nah.
I will spasm from the cold.
I mean, just think
Nah.
about it. I mean, it's just a case of mind over matter. I've done that before.
Okay, good for you. I can't do it.
Nah, but you know what I want to actually try though?
Hmm.
I want to actually go to either Taiwan or Japan and just go to a natural hot spring. When
Oh,
it's
okay.
cold.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I think I know what you mean. In Puerto Rico, there are the thermal baths. That's from a subterranean, from an underground river, and the water is actually warm.
Yeah.
And you know what? Be my next mission to make Puerto Rico cold.
No, we don't. Okay, how many? It's a Caribbean island. It has to be warm. It has to be nice and warm.
I mean,
Nobody that comes out of Puerto Rico likes the cold. The people hate it. It's not the people like you, the New Yorkers, the diaspora that are born dealing with the four seasons. In Puerto Rico, there is no such thing. There is only
Yeah, I know.
hot and warm. Hot and warm. There is no four seasons.
I mean, could you imagine turning Puerto Rico into a winter wonderland? Wouldn't that be so cool?
Hell no. Yeah, I know what you mean, Pete. There is that echo. There's that echo going on.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to check it out. I thought it was in mine, but I guess it's not.
Yeah, I made sure that it wasn't coming from a top of mine. Yeah.
Let's mute and see where the reverb is coming from.
Mm. I'm not hearing it now. Oh.
I think it's coming from me.
But do you have another tab with the video playing? That's like the
No, I
only way.
don't.
hmm Yeah, make sure that it isn't that you have another tab open that is playing the playback, and that's why we're getting the echo. Because there is kind of like a delay, a few seconds.
Yeah. But me personally, it's not me because I only have one tab on, so I don't hear it on my end.
Yeah. The only other tab that I have, but it's paused, so that's not it.
All right, I guess I'm not hearing any of the echoing right now. So
No, not right now.
yeah.
Yeah, but what Raquel was talking about when I visited his city, when we went to Humboldt Park, the first thing that I saw, we just had gotten out of the car, and the first thing that I saw, which is something that I thought that was very touching because it gave me nostalgia, was that the first thing that I see, not that I see, that first I hear is kind of like salsa music coming down the street, apparently coming from a vehicle. And then when I turn around, I see that there are these guys riding in Suzuki Samurai Jeeps. Those Jeeps, they were popular back in the day on the island, and they were playing kind of like salsa out of them, and they were popular on the island, and that was nostalgic because that goes back to when I was a kid. So
yeah, I kind of remember the Suzuki Jeeps when I was a kid in DR. But then it's like, but then it's like here in Philadelphia because you have like a sizable Puerto Rican population here. The only Jeeps that I see like now in the summer and everything like that, because I guess it's a Puerto Rican Jeep club. They only have like the Jeep Wranglers and everything like that. And you might see a very few of the Suzuki Jeeps and everything, but it's mostly the Jeeps that everybody has, like different years and such, and they actually have car clubs with that here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but those two that I saw driving down the street, those were specific from back in the day, from the ones that came out back in the 80s.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, those were that was nice to see because I used to see them when I was a little kid back on the island. So that's a good memory. That was a good thing to see. And we went up and down Humboldt, and we saw a few things. We stopped at a place. We got something to eat. We stopped at another place where they're kind of like curators of documents and pictures that have to do with the community, with the Puerto Rican community there. And then that was nice to see. And I have pictures of the murals. I haven't. It's true what Rakim was saying because there were several murals that have to do with the island, and some of them old murals that in images kind of illustrate a lot of the history of the island. And I explained some of that to Rakim. But I got the pictures. I have to dig them out of my phone and my camera and see if I can share a few of them. It was a good trip. It was good. It wasn't perfect because it was kind of like a quick visit. And when I got in the city, it was bad timing because he was having some issues, and he also had to work later that day. But the next couple of days, we hung out, and it was cool. It was all right.
Yeah, because it was like me personally. I mean, I would like to go to Chicago, but then it's like I'll have to hit up like certain people that actually know. I might have to hit up one of my homies that he actually lives there, like in a condo. I might have to hit up somebody else, Rakim. Jeez, there's like so many people I have to hit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I was in Chicago 10 years ago, and actually, it was the first time that I attended the ASME convention, which is short for American State County Municipal Employees. So, I was able to see some of the things in Chicago, and I really enjoyed the city.
Yeah. Us.
Good.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Blessings to all. Blessings to all. I apologize for the lateness.
It's all good because we all busy. That's why I actually made my show at 8:30 because I know you're a busy man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Anytime.
The bro, the brother, Boricua was talking about Humboldt Park, and I was asking Chicago Humboldt Park or
Yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
else.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a chance to visit the city a few weeks back. So yeah,
Rest
I had a
in peace
chance.
to one of the greatest Boricuas to ever walk Humboldt Park, Cadillac Joe.
Okay.
Oh,
When I think Humboldt Park, I think about the Latin King history and the many of Boricuas that were a part of the upbringing of the Chicago, North Side, South Side part of, the nation coming up in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and all the pictures and all the murals, and it was a different ball game, rich in culture, both on the Mexican side, like on the Puerto Rican side, and just building together as a community and becoming one. That's what the nation used to be about. Now you go to different states and the nation's about a clubhouse, and it's not about the golden rules. It's not about the golden stature. It's not about the
right.
community anymore. And it's
Yeah.
lost its essence, and it hurts because a lot of sacrifice was put into this for it to be where it is, for some young people to
Right.
step in and just tarnish the name of what used to have a good testimony.
Right. Me personally is that I can't really speak on that because I just only speak on what I've seen.
Yeah,
So my thing is this. I like for anybody who's actually, you know, into either which organizations or anything like that.
yeah.
One thing I have to say is this. For anybody who's of, any street organizations, whatever you are or anything like that, this is one thing that we all need to stop doing. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody has their problems and everything like that. I'm not dictating that because what it is what it is. My thing is this: we need to go. One thing that I've seen that you see a lot of chaos, whether it on which side it is and everything like that, is that people they actually lose structure, and it's going on time and time again when the right people who actually hold those organizations and everything like that get locked up.
Oh,
So
yeah.
my thing is this. I don't care what organization you rep or what who you are. If we're gonna go and actually have a good testimony in whatever case it may be, I'm just saying as far as building the community together and everything like that, we need to go and make sure that the younger people have jobs because there's opportunities out there And then if anybody was actually coming out from the system and everything like that, we need to go and try to tell people, like, we don't want you to go back to jail, bro. Like, we have to provide more opportunities. Because think about it, like the Asians, right? And they do what they got to do. We're not talking about all Asian people. We're just talking about Asians and organizations, right? So the Asians, they actually have structure. They know that, okay, if I know that my brother is gonna go down and everything like that, I'm gonna try to make sure that my brother is eating. So for the simple fact, you don't have to pass on, because when there's desperation, there's also betrayal and all that stuff that comes right after that. Because how the heck you gonna actually have a solid union when the fact is there's always gonna be people who are always gonna be, mad and everything like that, and there'll always be some dissension because whether it'll be the finances are not right, or the union of camaraderie is not there. So that's why I think that we all need to have a different game plan. Because think about it, gentrification will not happen if everybody will just go and be a unit and hold down what we hold is there, whether it be our apartments or our residences, right? So if you go and you actually give, uh, I'm just talking to all the fathers right here, or people who are uncles or anything like that. If you actually give the people that you love a legacy, the people that you have a legacy, and you actually bestow that on your children, 9 times out of 10, gentrification will not happen. Two, you will actually have a solid community. And three, nobody could actually boss you around. That's why I keep telling that's why I wish I knew some of the stuff that I know now. And I try to tell all the people who are younger than me, like, you could go and have your community and everything, but make sure that you get a house in your lifetime. Because if you have a house in your lifetime anywhere in the United States, you could go around and set up your own community. You could have your own rules. You could have your own council and stuff. But at the same time, y'all are a community. Instead of, oh, somebody getting kicked off for rent, or somebody, a lot of the stuff that actually happens in urban cities or in maybe suburban communities. But the thing what I'm trying to say is that we need to have more property rights, or own more property. Because if you own more property and you actually become like a upstanding citizen, or somebody who's actually helping the community, all the stuff that we're actually experiencing now, gentrification, the migrant crisis, all this, which is actually designed by the government, will not affect anybody if we all just practice microeconomics and not try to prove to each other how bad, how rich we are or anything like that. Because at the end of the day, if you see a whole bunch of people practicing microeconomics without politics or anything like that, you actually will fare better in the United States than other people. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Unfortunately, we live in a world where, because of politics and economic game. It's a monopoly, especially United States, man. You know,
Yes.
you might have dreams and ambitions of getting richer, but you're only gonna get as rich as they want you to. Because the moment you do start coming across whatever amounts of money, the feds are always watching. Now they want some of your money. I'm saying now they want to know
Yes.
how you got your money. Now they're gonna come up with any ideology that they can to say that you're corrupt and got that money in a corrupt way. So
Just like they did on Black Panthers.
So to stop gentrification in the United States or in certain areas or in certain states, it's not going to happen. Not because we don't have sufficient leaders, not because the organizations aren't organized or because of lack of structure, but because how the pieces were played from the get-go. We all thinking that
Right.
we're playing chess because we're looking at the chess pieces, but none of us are controlling the pieces that are moving.
Yeah.
So we know that it's chess, but it's not chess with us. We're not playing chess. We're seeing the game being played. You know,
Right.
the only way we can see any kind of change is rising up into political power, playing their game to be able to play the system in a certain way. But until
Exactly.
then, the system is structured to have the community fail. The
Yeah.
communities don't make enough money for the government to thrive. The government thrives on three big things: big pharmaceutical, big tech, and big food. All right.
Mhm.
These three things are the president of the United States. These three things are the
Yes.
government in power: legislative, executive, all that. These are the three main powers: the Monsanto family, the Rockefeller family. I'm saying these people have control over the United States. They put presidents on the throne. There is no, oh, your vote matters and your vote counts. Your vote counts in your city. If you're voting for someone in your city, when you're voting for someone for the whole country, your vote does not matter. Your vote does not mean squat. And I'll bet you
Mhm.
this: the day that millions of Americans decide not to vote on election day, I bet you the polls are not going to be affected. Everything's going to run its course normal. Why? Because even the media is controlled by them.
Yep.
This person's winning, that person's winning, and bullshit. We all know that we all know the truth. Nobody's going out to vote, but they're saying that people are voting for this person. People are voting for that person. Let's believe whatever they
Right.
tell us on the media.
Mhm.
You know, as far as being a boss, being a leader, being a monarch, being a duke or something like that, a lot of us have to look at the man in the mirror and be able to distinguish or discern discernimiento de espíritu. Tell ourselves, what kind of man am I? Am I a righteous man? Am I a man that could make this progress? Am I a man that could bring something forward? If I'm not, am I a man that could work as a team with someone else who maybe has a good vision? Maybe together we can work forward and bring this mission a cause. But that's the problem with America. America has raised every individual to have a spirit of competition to the point that nobody wants to work with the next person because everybody wants to be a boss. Nobody wants to be a leader.
Yeah.
That's what's going on with this place, man. It's all, it's very easy to, the American dream, it's very easy to sleep on it because the only way you can dream is while you're sleeping. It's very easy to sleep on the America agenda, not understanding that what our real agendas in life are, our family agenda, our economic agenda, none of that is of value to them. They don't care about that. Hence why they don't teach us that in school.
Mhm.
Did they ever teach you how to deal with taxes in school? No. Did they
No.
ever teach you that people grow old and die in school? No.
No.
All they ever taught you in school was, what do you want to be tomorrow? What do you want to do? What is this? What is that? Why are you asking kids questions? You're giving us options and then not presenting those options later in life.
Exactly. Like, okay, you could be attest to this to me, right? What is the one thing that we actually learned in school that just got outdated and to the point that we don't even use it no more.
Genghis Khan,
No.
Charlemagne, the Ottoman Empire.
Right.
Let's see, anything social studies that has to do with history from 1,000 years back, none of that is relevant now.
Exactly. Nah, but I'm just saying, what is one thing that we have learned from when we was from school? The lie that they told us that we actually believed, and it's to the point that it doesn't matter anymore. I want and I know because you and I are of the same time period.
Right.
What they used to go around and tell kids that if they do a certain thing, that people will just make fun of you just because you do this thing.
Listen, I remember when cops used to come to the schools with cases full of drugs and show kids drugs. Look, kids, this is drugs. Don't use this. Why are you showing us?
The DARE program. When I was actually down south, and there was an officer that showed it. They never really showed us drugs. They just only showed us McGruff, the crime dog. But that was it. Now,
bro, they were coming with the suitcases, and they would open the suitcase, and there was different types of drugs packed in bags that had the names under it. Like, this is this,
wow.
This is that, this is this. I'm like, why are you showing kids that?
I know.
This is the problem. The problem is when you give somebody a bit of information, you're giving them knowledge. You're giving them a little bit of light. Who is to say that by giving them this knowledge and telling them not to do something, you're not just tempting them and enticing them to do it? Look, this is what this looks like.
Exactly.
Don't do it. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. You know what it looks like. Come on.
Exactly.
Same thing with these the LGBT community. Why are y'all telling first graders the difference between sexual heritage? Like, why are you telling first graders the difference between genders? First graders don't need to know what genders are. They don't even know math yet.
But back to my point. What is it that, like, say if you and I we're of the same generation, and let's say we're talking to a Gen Z and everything like that, why would we not bother them to argue or anything like that? And it's something that we all learn. And we're like, and I could say that I'm bad at it. You might be good at it. But there's one thing with the Gen Z that they can't top with us in no shape or form. Could you guess what it is? And we've learned this.
I not off the top of my dome, no.
All right, I'll give you the answer. Cursive. They're not teaching nobody cursive anymore. Cursive doesn't matter.
Yeah, maybe because everybody is just typing on their phones, typing on the laptop, so they don't feel like they need to learn that.
Yeah. And then if you really look at it, right? When I was in school and everything, right? There was like, if you have bad penmanship, you're not gonna go around and get the best job in life. And there used to be a time like during the late 80s and maybe early 90s, I'll say right until like maybe 1995, you actually seen TV that used to say, oh, he has some bad penmanship and all that stuff. They focus more on your penmanship in those days than they do now. Now a person could actually write chicken scratch and they will not even bat an eye.
Because
see how times change?
Everything's digital now. You could write chicken scratch and the computer's writing it in fine print for you.
Yes.
Everything's AI generated now, you know? It is sad that we learned how to write in cursive and we were forced to write in cursive from 5th grade up. And now, you know, your average adult that just came from school, that just graduated, doesn't even know how to sign their name. They'll print their name. I'm like, what is this? Oh, you told me to sign my name. Yeah, I said sign.
Exactly.
It's weird. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's 100%. Cursive is out of schools. God is out of school. Um,
yeah.
that's wild.
People saluting the American flag. That's out of schools. Sorry to say, but it's true.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they took God out of the national anthem so that kids wouldn't have to say God at school, since there's such a multi-diversity of cultures. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I know.
That's wild, man. That's just wild.
Yeah, it is. And then it's like, if you really look at it, right? You have certain people that everybody they have the belief systems or whatever it is, right? But then a lot of parents are actually working and stuff, and they're not like either social media is influencing and everything like that, right? Social media could be good if it's actually preaching knowledge, but if it's somebody, let's say for example, Cardi B, right, or another social influencer, whatever their name is, right? So my thing is this: why should a 13-year-old through a 17-year-old should be learning like, oh, um, the only way I'm going to get ahead in life is by fight people and talk with curse words all the time. Yeah, I'm a real person when I do that.
Yes, that's just the ignorance.
Yeah, I was like, I was on the bus yesterday coming home, right? And some kids they were trying to jump in and everything. Certain people they wanted to back their eye and stuff. But the bus driver went up and told these kids, you cannot get on. Now I'm looking at these kids and everything, and I'm like, I know that I was a kid and I hung out with my friends, but I never remembered that my mother actually went up and kept me unkempt like how these kids were. I mean, so it looked like that they could have had fleas in their hair and stuff. That's how bad they looked. And people was actually commenting, it was like that could never be my kids going out the house like that. And I was like, dang. I was just thinking, my
It takes a
childhood, I had
village.
it great.
It takes a village to raise a child, man. Not every parent is great, and believe it or not, some of the best kids that came up in this world came up from bad parents. But you know why?
Yep,
Because they had good villagers around them. So even though they had bad
exactly.
parents, it didn't stop them from growing spiritually, mentally, physically, with the direction of what we call the good elders, the people that went through shit,
Yes,
the people that went through hardship, people that went through hell, and now they're making sure that the ones around them don't go through the same.
exactly.
This is the problem that America has. America doesn't have any more OGs. There's nobody out there anymore that cares to tell the community or the people surrounding, listen, there's a better way of life than just being ignorant, standing on a corner, drinking and smoking blunts all day. There's a better way of life that's not just that. Life is not all about entertainment, because tomorrow you're gonna become older, your body's gonna start hurting, and you're not gonna be able to do what you used to do. You're not gonna be able to be productive. How are you gonna live after that?
Exactly.
You know, it's a system. The people that are already in power have been in power for years, and the money that they have can stretch for generations. So they can wait for the community to mess up and destroy themselves while they live a great, wonderful life. They have enough money to wait. We don't. Whatever money we make, we live paycheck to paycheck. taking care of kids, taking care of bills. Everything is a constant scrutiny of how we live our life. You know, y da lástima, you know, it's a shame. It's a shame. We think that we're the masters of the game or that we're on top of something. And at the end of the day, we're just slaves to the system. We're a number that's generated. We're paying taxes to a system that doesn't give a hell about us. You know, where does all this money go? Right back to them. Who's them? Oh, who knows? Because they don't show their faces. They don't have to. They don't need to. They control everything.
Exactly.
So, you know, I look back at the days when I was in DR. You know, when I was the president of whatever movement I was rolling in when I was in DR. When I was the president of my movement, I don't want no one saying that, oh, we're just like these people and those people. No, we have the same name, but doesn't mean we roll the same. You know, I make sure that the brothers and sisters would get together and clean the parks. You know, el Parque Duarte, el Parque Central, el Parque de la 20, el Parque del Guaraguao, el Parque de
Guaraguao.
You know what I'm saying? El Parque de Restauración, el Parque que está ahí en el Play, el Parque que está en Barrio Blanco, Barrio Lindo. I make sure that the brothers and sisters had a testimony of doing something positive for the community, because it had to balance out the people that were saying that they were the same thing, but they were doing wrong things.
Got you. I mean, you know what's funny? I wish I would have, I don't know. I wish we would have crossed paths in 2003. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that would have been shit. I was in the prime of my movement.
And that's why I've always heard the name. I didn't know who you were, but it was like the head of the San Pedro Kings. I was like, I gotta beat this guy, because there was actually a point in time in my life that I actually met and saw people like around there. I always heard about people like from all the areas and such. I just never met them. So I was like, yo, I want to meet these people.
This is the beauty of how I carry myself. This is the beauty of me telling people, this is something I've always said: guard your testimony, guard your life, guard your testimony. What people say about you in the street is what people are going to think about you in the street. All right? No one could ever say in the street that I stole from them, that I robbed them. You know what I'm saying? That I raped somebody, that I did. No. I always guarded my testimony. Whatever you see me do, whatever you hear the people say about me, is how I walk and how I roll, how I talk. So that one day when you do bump into me, you can say, oh yeah, that's the same person that they was talking about.
Yeah.
I became educated to the point where I don't necessarily even talk with curses in my mouth. And that's something hard for someone that's born and raised in New York. But it's not lost in me, because I've realized the power behind words. And when you're someone that just curses a lot, it's because words of enlightenment don't live in your mind. You know, even the Bible says, "Del corazón, de la boca sale lo que emana del corazón." Whatever comes to your mouth is because it's coming as a fountain out of your heart. You know?
Yeah.
So all these people that constantly talking with curses, curse this, curse that, check your heart. Check your heart, bro. You can't say that God lives in your temple and all you do is curse all day, because God doesn't curse.
Right.
So, like, what are we doing? I curse now and again periodically. You know, I'm a man of the flesh. I'm an everyday common sinner. But I like to be self-conscious of what I say. So if someone tomorrow, any one of y'all tomorrow can be like, 2 weeks from now can be like, oh, Pedrito, tú dijiste esto. And I'll remember what I said, because I'll remember verbatim what I said, because I'm calculating. No me gusta hablar disparate. Like, you're not going to catch me out there hablando disparate. Why? Because I want to remember what I said. I don't want to be caught off guard.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
I
that's very
mean,
different. That's very different from how people think today. La perspectiva
yeah.
es diferente. Like the brother Jose
Mhm.
says, it's uncommon sense now.
Exactly.
Well, it's just wow, man.
Yeah. Now, with that said, Don Jose, what you have to say for that? Oh,
Okay. Negro.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hello? Yeah, I'm here. It's just that I had to like every time I speak, if the other people, don't mute themselves, there's an echo.
Well, that's
yeah.
easy. That's easy. We just
Uh,
gotta mute them. We're gonna mute and you can talk. Dale.
Um, it's interesting that this year the Democratic National Convention is in Chicago, and if you take a look at the two conventions, I mean, I mean, one is excitement, hope, and the other one is just seems to be talking about the past.
I see.
In
This
fact,
one,
I'll
this.
be
Oh,
talking about it on Friday night.
all right.
My bad, guys. I was in the chat and instead of hitting X, I hit back and it took me off the page.
Yeah, it happens. It just happened to me like a few minutes ago, so therefore I had to go back and such.
It happens to me all the time. You figure I'd learn by now.
True.
How many? This is a paradox question. How many mistakes can someone commit until they figure out, sheesh, I'm doing it wrong?
It could take 1,000 or 1,000,000.
I think Albert Einstein, one of the greatest geniuses of this time, or well, not this time, but of his time, he said that insanity is the act of doing something in repetition and expecting the same outcome.
Different, the different results.
Different results, you know what I'm saying? Like you're expecting different results when you're doing the same thing. Makes no sense.
Right.
The problem is not everyone uses common sense, so therefore they
Right.
will try to do the same thing multiple times, and it will never
Yep.
dawn on them that they have to change.
Exactly.
Something has to change, either the formula, the person's character, or the person's mentality. A lot of people don't understand that mental health has a lot to do with how you're going to resolve your situations. You know, we've seen the memes thousands of times of the person with the small brain and the big mouth, and the person with the big brain and the small mouth. You know, people that are highly intelligent aren't prone to anger. They're not prone to lose their calm. They can use their words to debate and not fight and argue, as opposed to the person with the small brain wants to immediately raise their voice and argue, as if raising your voice gives details to whatever argument you're doing, as if raising your voice is going to help you win an argument. Like, I've never seen in my whole entire life that intimidation plays a factor when it comes to educating somebody. Intimidation doesn't help. Fear is the gateway of closingness. When you put someone in fear, they close into themselves. Their mind is not open, their heart is not open, they're closed. So if you can actually give someone that sense of peace and love, maybe they'll open their mind, maybe they'll open their heart and listen to what you have to say. And maybe your words will impact them. But if you're trying to use fear as a tactic by raising your voice and, oh, I'm going to be intimidating and that's how people are going to hear me. No, they're not going to hear you. They're just going to look at you and step away from you. Your message can't be as good as what you think it is if people want to walk away from you.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, if you actually look at it, right? I'm not gonna go around and say I'm the best guy because I might have did that what whatsoever. But then the person will just have to learn and they'll have to move and they have to move better.
I'm from San
Because you
Pedro,
have certain
bro. I'm from San Pedro, bro. I've given my machetazo here and there. Not proud of it, but I don't repent from it because I know I did it for the
exactly.
love of my family or I did it to defend myself. So
Yeah.
I'm once again protecting my testimony. I'm one of those people that you'll never hear. Ah, que Pedrito le dio un machetazo a un tipo que no se lo merecía. You never hear that from me. Oh, I bullied
Mm-mm.
somebody. I hit them for no reason. You will never hear that from me. If I
Mm-mm.
hit somebody, it's because they well deserved it. Well
Thank
deserved it.
you. Thank you.
And that's it.
Hmm.
Excuse me, guys. I'm gonna drop down. Don Armando, thank you very much for allowing
Thank
me
you,
to
Don
be a
Jose.
part, and it was a pleasure to interact with you guys. And we need to do this again real soon. So have a good night and peace.
Don Jose,
Peace.
send me a private message. You haven't given me the link yet to your shows. And like I said, I'm ready to participate.
Okay. You know what you can do? If you can shoot me. Do you have Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Okay. You know
Matter of
what?
fact, Pete,
Yeah,
he's on my Facebook.
I bet.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna get your information directly from Armando, and then
Okay.
I'll hit you up, and I'll let you know who I am. Obviously, put in Senpai Peter, Pete the Marine. You should know who it is. And
Yeah.
hablamos después de eso.
Está bien. Basically, the only people that I would insist that they came up, it's like if I never heard from them or seen them before, because you know how certain characters can be when
Yeah.
they hide behind an avatar, and next thing you know they're flashing something inappropriate, and then YouTube comes and
Right.
takes some of
The
the
people
string.
with hidden agendas.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I've given scares to Jose, but I just did it comical. Like for example, I remember one day that I went on Jose's channel, and I just act like I was a country misfit, and I just did a fake country accent or whatsoever, and I had a fake avatar. But I had Jose rolling the entire show though. I ain't gonna front.
That's fun and unexpected. As long as, of
Yeah,
course, you keep it on a positive. Because technically you trolled them, but you trolled them in a way that that it was familiar and fun, as opposed to how people will come and troll your show, with a hidden agenda, trying to talk about dumb stuff that has nothing to do with the case.
exactly.
Because unfortunately there have been people that Don Armando had issues that
Uh,
actually visited the chat, and it's like, and it gets a little bit crazy, because look, the thing is, I try to keep it, relaxed environment where everyone can can express their point of views, and if we disagree, let's agree to be agreeable when we disagree. Sometimes it's like it gets a little bit crazy, and there was this one individual that I have to ban from my channel permanently because the person's been very disrespectful. You know, actually calling me a racist, and but not never producing the receipts. I mean, it's funny that I be called racist when basically every type of people have been on my channel.
Or, and as you know, when I first actually became like a content creator, lo and behold, I guess because of who I am and everything like that, I was called and still being called by some people who don't have like brain cells as a fake Dominican. And I gotta say, it's funny. I mean,
It's funny.
shoot.
On that, yeah,
I,
but on
I,
that note,
it's
but on
fun.
that note,
It's
excuse me, on
funny
that note,
because
sorry.
it's funny. It's funny because I got doxxed and they still call me a fake Dominican. I'm like, come on, like your lives is destroyed. It's funny.
Well,
This is
according to
actually
one,
pitiful.
well, according to one person, I have an STD. I'm a rapist. I'm uh, I'm poor. I have no one that loves me, and I suffer from poor dental hygiene.
Yeah, and it's funny because at the end, it's funny because a person could go around and they have like their hidden agendas and such. But then you have to go and sit back and reflect. Their agendas makes no sense. Put it like this. You have people who actually go on the internet, they want to actually put their own preferences on you. And one thing that I've actually seen with the Hispano taps that actually go on and diss other content creators is that they do not like women who are BBWs or thick. So my thing is this. You have people who are actually in your same circle who are, you know, of that caliber, right? So why the heck a person's gonna go and try to put their preference on a woman for me to be their preference? So they want to go and result in fat shaming people and everything like that. When the fact is, they don't even work out themselves. So my thing is that if you're gonna go and fat shame and do all of this despicable nonsense, all for the name of clout, and you have certain people who want to claim that they're representatives of the Dominican culture, but then whenever they get mad and stuff, they actually want to go and disrespect people's wives, mothers, or their ancestor, and then make fantastic lies just because you don't agree with their post. Or in other cases, they want to actually tell people, "I'm going to take away your Latin card or your Dominican card just because they cannot win a personal argument or a debate." Number two, when certain individuals will actually say that are mad because of a woman rejects them. And number three, when it is what it is, that half of these people who are actually who are actually doing all that, they're just They're just actually projecting or gaslighting the real issue at hand, and they do not really have an answer. So I actually see that going on TikTok and all the other social websites.
I mean, let me tell you something. A lot of people out here that are doing fat shaming and fat trolling, if you look at their private browsers, all their porn is fat people porn. So they, I'm just saying, they're
It's the
publicly hating
truth.
on something. They're publicly hating on something that in private they love and cherish. So they're faking the funk of pretending to
Hmm.
promote hate. And what they're secretly doing is they're secretly promoting love to that agenda by promoting it
Hmm.
as a hate agenda when they actually love it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um, it's gonna be my final remark, and basically, what my sense is that the circus is alive and unwell. And with that,
Yeah.
guys, I'll bid you guys a good night, blessings and peace.
Dios te
Peace.
bendiga más. Bendiciones.
Yo también digo.
Igualmente, igualmente, gracias.
Yeah. So, although, we're talking and everything like that,
Yeah.
this is what I think that we should do like maybe around next week. I wanna actually I remember you was telling me about your friend who was actually an expert in Shaolin Kung Fu, right?
Give me 1 second, brother.
All right.
Since I've been home to now, I had told my son to do the dishes and to clean the pots so that I can cook. He cleaned the
Oh,
dishes but didn't clean the pots. I'm like,
oh,
are you kidding me, bro?
right. Well,
So now I got to do it. I'm gonna put it on mute so you
well,
don't hear no clanging and banging. I got to
gotcha,
do this real quick. I can't. No me gusta tener los niños con hambre, you know.
gotcha.
Ellos
Well,
comieron,
and
ellos comieron como a las 5, but still, like, yo no quiero que se
yeah,
acuesten con hambre.
gotcha.
Pretty
Yo,
much.
so if anything, I'll let you do what we got to do, but we're gonna talk behind the scenes. And it's always a pleasure for you to be on my platform.
Oh, it's brother, it's an honor, man. I apologize again for the lateness. You know, lately,
I understand.
lately things have been going on, and last week it was no signal. You know, this week I was in Staten Island. You know, hopefully next
Yep.
week everything's in order because I still have more weapons presentations and stuff that I want to talk about and build on for a safer home. You know.
Right. So I'll catch you later, bro.
All right, brother. Us.
Us.
Safety to everyone. Blessings.
Blessings. Well, with that, I'm out. Peace.